guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video I will be doing question number 5 from the CSEC Textile Clothing and Fashion past paper May 2018. Let's get right into it. Now the first question A says define the term texture as an element of design. Texture is defined as the yarn, weave and fabric finish, and it can be described as rough, shiny, smooth, soft. Any of those adjectives that you use can be used to define texture or to describe texture. Question B says state 2 types of lines used in fashion design. Now we have 4 possible answers that you could write any 2 of these options: vertical, horizontal, diagonal, or curved lines. And I want to point out here that lines can also be structural as well as they can be functional, but we wouldn't use that in the answer for this particular question. So the structural lines are those lines that give structure to the garment. Structural and functional, that's one, as well as decorative lines. So the structural lines are those that are formed while the garment is being created, like seams and darts and pleats. And you have decorative lines that are usually added to the garment to enhance the overall look of the garment. So maybe a trim, probably on the collar or on the sleeve or the waistband. Those are decorative lines that are usually added to the garment, which is why we wouldn't use those as responses for this question. Question 5b, Roman numeral 2 says explain the figure illusion created by any one of the lines identified above. Now I gave you 4 different types of lines, so I'll be explaining the illusion for each line. Therefore, you can select any one of these definitions or explanations to use for your answer. So vertical lines usually lead the eye from top to bottom and give an illusion of height, dignity, and strength. Horizontal lines carry the eye across from side to side and give a feeling of relaxation. Diagonal lines are slanted and suggest activity and excitement. They are not common and they usually attract attention. Curved lines are lines that gently bend. They create the appearance of softness and fullness. So any of these responses, you just choose one of them for the answer to this question. Question C says, in the space below, sketch a garment showing 2 style features suitable for a person with a large bust, a narrow waist and hip. Label the 2 style features. So in this sketch, I used a V-neck wrap dress with a 3/4 sleeve. And you can see in this sketch where I have identified the V-neck line that is right here. I've identified the V-neck line as well as the wrap style. So with this style, you want to minimize the focus from the bust and create an illusion at the waist and hip line that it is wider than it appears. So this particular style will give you that illusion. Question 5d. The neck and armhole of the dress shown in figure 1 have to be finished. In the space below, sketch a diagram of the front neckline and armhole facing required for finishing the dress in figure 1 and show the grain line mark on the sketch. So this is the sketch. Now on the left side, I have drawn 2 separate facings. So you can either draw separate facings for the front neckline as shown here, and the armhole as shown here, or you could have an all-in-one facing as this. So it's either these 2 on the left or you draw this sketch on the right. Now when you make the armhole, you would use the place on fold symbol, and you would cut one because you would extend this part. It would basically be duplicated once you place this edge on the folded edge of the fabric. So this is what you would have as the front neckline facing. And for the armhole, you would cut two. There is no fold of the fabric here, so the straight grain is the line that you would use to indicate on this particular pattern piece. For the all-in-one facing, everything would have to be cut out one in the same. So we have the neckline right here, as well as the armhole, and you can either bring this straight across or you can curve it up as this. Usually it's curved up to allow the bust, allowance for the bust, but this is the all-in-one facing, and you place the straight grain here, or you can place the straight grain along here. As long as it is going in this direction, you would place the straight grain on this pattern, and you have cut two to indicate that you cut two pieces of this pattern. Question 5D, Roman numeral 2, says study the design of the front views of the dresses shown in figures 2 and 3. So you see figure 2 in this diagram, and it says explain how the darts in the basic dress pattern shown in figure 2 could be manipulated to derive the front pattern for the design shown in figure 3. So here is the design for figure 3, and these are the two diagrams. So we are supposed to answer or explain how we get from figure 2 to figure 3. The darts in figure 2 can be manipulated using the pivotal method to achieve the pattern in figure 3. We would close the side seam dart and transfer it to the shoulder or to the neckline of the pattern, that's in figure 3, and then we would transfer the waist dart to the front of the pattern, creating the center front seam. So this would be the best answer for this particular one. In all, for this section, you would get a total of 16 marks. Now remember to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it helpful, as well as comment below any of your possible responses. I would really love to hear from you guys in response to the last question, Roman numeral 2, 5D, with the darts. I would like to hear from you what your responses are to this particular question, and I'll see you guys in the next video.